All right, so it is time to get started. So basically, I'm going to show you a little bit about palmistry. So on your palm, there are, well, you cannot see my palm, but I'm going to, okay. As an example, on this book, for instance, you can't see many of the lines on here, but so there are 1, 2, 3, 4 main lines on your hand. And so the first line is, okay, I'm going to feel like a weatherman here. Okay, so this line right here is your love line. This line right here, that goes from here down, looks different on everyone's hand, is your lifeline. The one that goes across like that is your headline. And so what I'm going to teach you is a little bit about the hands and how to read them. I have been reading palms for about, well, since I was 15, so a long time, because I'm almost 40. So, but the cool thing is that you can tell a lot about a person by their hand. Okay, so let's see. So with your hand, so like if you're looking at your lifeline and it's connected to your headline, that means that you're a more dependent person. So the lifeline is the line that curves along the hand, starting between the index and the thumb. It's often joined with the headline, but not always. So if your headline and your lifeline are disconnected, it means that you're a very independent person and that you have been that way since birth. Or basically from the time of separation, like from the time the headline separated from the lifeline. So with the lifeline, if the deeper and firmer it is, the healthier you are. If it has a lot of waves in it, it can be, sign of poor health. Any islands in your hand. So islands are like if they have like little chaining in your hand, it can be a sign of like poor health, especially if it's on the lifeline. Let's see. Now, on the lifeline, or any line for that matter, if there is a bar that crosses any of the main line, those are significant years that may have impacted you. So it can be like a barrier, a difficulty, some major life-changing event in your life. So does anyone want to actually send me a picture of their hand? If you do, that could be a great example. So let's move on and talk about the heart line. So the heart line is this line right here. You probably can't see it. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, the heart line. And so like for me on here, this, the longer it is, the more romantic you are. And so it actually kind of depends on what finger it stops at. So like if it stops at this finger, it means that you're a very passionate, romantic person. If it stops at this finger, you are a very practical person when it comes to relationships. You don't, doesn't really bother you if someone is, you know, maybe like you don't have to have the white knight, the, you know, the knight in training armor type person. Let's see, you need more light. Light on my hands, yeah. So Noelle, it usually I read the right hand. Okay. Hopefully that's better. Thanks, Hannah. So sorry guys. I know this is a little like rough at the moment. This is the first time I've done this, so my apologies. But let's see. Ooh, nice. Okay, so Hannah just sent me a picture of her hand. So this is Hannah's hand. Thank you, technology. And so let's see. Oh, okay. So we'll do Hannah's hand first, and then we will do April's hand. Okay. Okay. So in looking at Hannah's hand, it tells me, first of all, that she's a very open-minded person. So I don't even know if you can see that, but her line right here, it goes very much away from the thumb and onto the lunar mount. Let's see, it looks like she has been independent ever since she was around 13 to 15 years old, and that's the reason I can tell that is by the way it, like the headline separates from the heart line. Sorry, the headline separates from the lifeline. It also tells me that when it comes to relationships, she can be a very passionate person, although in her life it feels like she has been like the older she gets, I think the more realistic she's going to get in terms of relationships. So meaning that let's see. Okay. All right, so everyone's messaging me a picture of their hand. This is awesome. Cool. All right. And also, just so you know, if I don't get to everyone's hand, you can always contact me on my Facebook page, and I'm really good at doing readings from phones. So be sure to take advantage of my fair specials. Just a little plug. And if you share a video or share any of the Facebook stuff for this event, I'm actually entering everyone who shares into a drawing to win a free reading. So, okay, so a little bit more about her hand here. Sorry, this is so weird. Okay. So it also tells me that she's a writer. You cannot see that very well. But anyways, correct me if I'm wrong, Hannah, but she's a writer. She's also an artist. I know that actually about her. But also looks like she could do good at writing because she has a writer's fork at the end of her headline. And I don't even think you can see that. I wish I could do something different with these lights, but somewhere right there, it looks like there's a mini fork. And so, let's see. And she tends to rule more with her heart than with her head. Let's see, I cannot tell. Let's see. I think that's the left hand. Okay. It also looks like she has some psychic abilities, so that's pretty awesome. Let me see. There's another person who sent me in April. So, okay. See, April's hand, everyone's hand is very different, but April's hand in particular, I hope you don't mind that I'm doing this, but her lines are very deep. And what that means is that she makes decisions very easily. She is not a worrier. She's not someone who worries a lot about things, although sometimes, sometimes like very specific things worry her. So it looks like she's also a very independent person. If you can see this, which you probably can't. Okay, so if you see that right there, her headline and her lifeline are not joined together. So it means that she is someone who speaks her mind. She makes decisions very easily. She's a very rational person, especially when it comes to relationships. She tends to not, let's see. I love it. Hannah says that 13 to 15 is exactly when she became independent. So, but this person has been independent her whole life. Let's see. Ooh, it looks like she likes to travel. See that line right there? That is a travel line. Let's see. And it's hard to tell in here, but I'm guessing she probably has some also very fine travel lines. It looks like she had some very significant experiences when she was around, oh, if I'm reading this right, 6, 9, 13, 15, 17, 20, 23, 28, and 32. Let's see. It also looks like regarding her career, so this is her career line right here, folks. I really hate this glare on the screen. I'm wondering if maybe, I'm going to see if I can turn the light off and reduce the glare. Okay. Well, that's not going to work. Let's see. And it also looks like she's going to live a very long life. And she's a very open-minded person. Let's see. It looks like she has some tendencies to be depressed at times. Let's see, about the age of 35, something major happened. I don't know, how old this person is, but it could be that there was a very significant event in her life right about there. And I can tell that because it crosses the lifeline, it crosses the headline, and it crosses the heart line. And so when it's something like that, it's usually some kind of an emotional event. And it looks like that kind of changed how she looks at life. And she also had a similar experience around the age of, I would say 13, where she kind of changed how she views life in general, how she thinks about things. So in that, I can tell that by that line right there. That's about the age of 13. So let's see. Who else sent me stuff? Message requests. I got message requests. Okay. All right, this is from Jerry McGowan. This is her hand. I am so much better at doing this than just the whole. Okay, so Jerry, it looks like Jerry is a very methodical person. She gets very bored easily. She likes to do a lot of things. Let's see. Misty, thanks for joining, Misty. I miss you. She says, I think my lines were better before the bleach. Sorry. Okay. So April, to answer your question, the lines that cross your hand at any point, if they're like a crossbar, it tells me that it's a major event in your life. And it doesn't always have to be negative events. Like, for example, I had a crossbar last year, which also is probably translating to this year as well. But I had a daughter, and that changed my whole life. So, so it doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Okay. All right. Let's see, maybe. Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, turning up the brightness on the phone screen. Okay. Displaying brightness. Oh, so smart, Shelly. I think that was you, Jessica. Turning up the brightness on the phone screen. Does this, well, this will not help right now because it's not on a hand. All right, let's get back to a hand. Okay. Oh, that definitely did not help. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna try to turn down my screen brightness again, because that was let me see if that helps. Okay, can anyone see that? Nope, that obscures the lines even more. Okay, well, so this person, Jerry, tends to have a more difficult time making decisions, but let's see, it also looks like she's a healer. She has a little healer's mark on her hand, and if you notice, on mine, it's probably hard to see too, because my lines are very fine and thin, but like right here, well, that's not helpful. Darn. Technology. Let's see. So basically, anyone with a small mark, I don't even have a pencil on me, but a healer's mark, it kind of looks. Let me get a pencil. Okay. Good Lord. Comedy of errors today, I tell you. So like, I don't know if any of you can see this. So like, it looks kind of like that, to where, I know this is a very rough drawing, but when it divides at the end of your lifeline like that, it generally means that you are a healer. So she happens to have one like that. Let's see. And Shelly, yes, I did get your picture, I believe. Okay, so back to this person. So I can tell from her that she had a very difficult childhood. She was very independent as a child, particularly beginning around the age of 6. It looks like she doesn't remember much before the age of 6. She is a very private person. She's someone, and so thank you for letting me do this. Let's see. Oh, if I want to post the pictures that are sent to you in the comments. I don't know how to do that, but I'm gonna try. Let's see. It's too bad you guys can't post the pictures in the comments. Save. Well, let's see if that works. Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I can't really figure out how to share pictures, but let's see. So, but I'm going to read each of you. Jennifer, you have the healing mark. That's wonderful. Yeah, I wish I could do that. Actually, I'm wondering. Sorry, this is the first time I've done a Facebook Live video, and I'm really trying to work out the kinks. So, okay. Angel. Let's see. And I don't know what you can see and what you can't see, but and I'm probably off of here now, aren't I? Oh boy. I'm gonna get back to it. I'm sorry. Where's my Facebook Live? I don't know. Lauren McPherson. Can't believe intuitive. Wow. I'm just having technical difficulties. I don't even know if. Oh boy. Okay.
You drop feed?
I don't know. Shoot.
Would you click on something and it drop it?
I don't know.
Was it working before you did something?
Yeah, I transferred pages. I switched pages. Okay. Crap.
I don't want to.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, no. Here we go. Oh, okay. I think Am I not on Chrome? Jesus. Oh my gosh. I'm actually, wow. This is, okay. Well, I cannot figure out how to do the getting pictures thing, so I apologize about that. But let me see here. So what I'm going to do now is just going to tell you some more information about your hands. So love line, let's see. So a strong love line shows confidence and security, and a weak line shows emotional insecurity. A wide gap between the heart line and the base of the fingers shows a generous and open-hearted person who is concerned about others. A heart line very close to the finger shows less concern about others and more selfish. So if you have had a person who is maybe a very selfish person, they probably have a heart line that is very close to the upper hand. Let's see. If the heart line curves upward, you are likely to be more physical and earthy about sex. If it's straight, it indicates that you hold romance and sexual fantasies as very important. A curved heart line indicates someone who enjoys an active, dominant role in their relationship, and a straight heart line may reveal a more passive role in their relationship. Let's see. So Any questions about the heart line? Does the lines in a person's hand change over time? That is a really good question. And yes, a lot of the time it does change over time based on your circumstances and experiences and things like that. And it's more likely to change if you've made a major life change in your life. So, oh, hi, Janice. Let's see what else. Okay, now the headline. Let's talk about the headline for a little bit. So the headline, once again, is often joined to the line, but not always. If it remains joined for a distance, it can reflect a lack of self-confidence. So for instance, like in a person whose hand has, who like their hand is joined like until like their 30s, that definitely indicates someone with less self-confidence. So let's see, will you look at this? Yeah, I'll look at the photos in the comments after the session. Obviously, I'm not going to have time to get to everyone's hand or read their hand, but yeah, I'll be able to do that. So let's see. So a straight headline is someone who is pretty analytical. A curving headline is someone who is more intuitive. And it can also indicate depression and things like that. Let's see. A vertical light. What is a vertical light in the center of the palm front from the headline to the lifeline? Oh, that's the career line. I'm getting to that in a second. I generally read on the right hand. Do I read on the right hand from left to right or right to left? Depends what line I'm reading. I tend to only let's see. I tend to only look at the right hand because they say that like the left hand is what you come in with, like your destiny hand, and this is the fate line, so the fate hand. So what you come in with versus what you do with it. You know, what you do with the life you're given with. So like, and the left hand can usually mean like how you feel internally, and the right hand is generally what you show on the outside. So like in someone whose hands are pretty identical, kind of what you see is what you get. For people whose hands are less identical, like who are very different, left to right, can have those issues. Like, or not have those issues, but if their hands are very different, basically what it means is that they're what they feel on the outside is not what they present on the ends on the outside. So I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but let's see. All right, so let's see, a fork at the end of the headline usually means that it's usually called what's called a writer's fork. And it doesn't mean that you're necessarily a writer, but it could mean that you could do some writing in your life and be successful at that. So now there's also a line called a simian line, which is where the heart and the headline are basically the same line. And so for those people, they're very intense, dogmatic, and they will devote every part of themselves to what they do. And so if you know someone with a simian line, it's going to be hard to get them to do anything that you want them to do. They don't budge very much. They're very headstrong people. Want to talk a little bit about hand shapes. So if you look at your hand, there's different shapes of your hand. So the elementary hand is stubby and sturdy. These are people who are more tending to be like manual labor professions. They typically don't have a lot of lines on their hand. They're more difficult to read. And they're just kind of what you see is what you get. There's also square hands, which are broad palms and long fingers. The fingers are straight and square tipped. And these are practical, systematic people. They are usually suited for skilled manual work. Let's see, then there's the psychic hand. And the psychic hand, not every psychic has this, I don't. But the psychic hand, they're usually, the fingers are elongated, the hand is elongated, so like very long hand and then very long fingers, almost cone-like. Let's see, pointed fingertips, they're very intuitive and very spiritual, generally speaking. Let's see, so the elemental, let's see, oh no, the conic, there's a conic hand, which is common in women. They're sensitive and creative with a conic hand. Let's see, then there's a philosophic hand, and these people are usually like deep thinkers, and so you'll find them with long bony fingers, and you'll typically see them with large knuckles. Spatulate, these are ones with very big bulbs on the end of, like very big pads on the end of their fingers. If you've ever seen a spatulate hand, you know what it looks like. Bulbous fingertips, especially the middle fingers. These are usually athletes or energetic, creative, active. If they're not athletes, they're innovators. So let's see. So, and then we have different elemental hands. And so you have the earth hand, which is a square palm, short fingers, and deeply cut lines. And so this is someone who is a very principled person, and they very much, they're very willful people. Let's see, they're practically earthy, materialistic, reliable, and strong, and also stubborn. Then you have the air hand. The air hand is usually square palms, long fingers. They're intelligent, excellent communicators. They're very curious, knowledge-seeking people. These may be like your investigators, detectives, things like that. And they're usually harder to read. They keep their emotions very much to themselves. Then you have the fire hand, which is rectangular palm and short fingers. These people are ambitious and restless. They're also intelligent, lively, and sociable, but they can also be impulsive and aggressive. And these people will also have fine lines on the hand. And also you can tell a lot about a person by their nails. So like for instance, almond-shaped nails, they have a happy nature, romantic, and they tend to avoid confrontation. Long almond nails, they may be intuitive but overly nervous. Claw-like nails reveals a very passionate person, but they may have a difficult emotional life. Large broad nails show a quick temper. Small broad nails mean that they're intolerant and critical of others. Fan-shaped nails. So like for mine are kind of fan-shaped. So they're larger at the top than they are at the bottom. And what that usually indicates is someone who's emotionally high-strung. I don't know that that's necessarily true for myself, but I can definitely be very passionate about certain things. Long, narrow nails indicate a sensitive person. And narrow nails can be very like the nails of an average person are pretty much like mine, but if they're very narrow, they tend to be very neurotic people. Let's see. And also the middle finger represents justice and morality. The ring finger represents the subconscious and creativity. The little finger suggests communication and self-expression. And the index finger is usually about ambition and leadership. So people with a long index finger are generally very successful people. And they're also, let's see, that's awesome. Noelle Brown, she's a nail tech. I'm glad this helps. You are going to run across a lot of people. Let's see, what else can I tell you? Now the thumb is a very interesting, you can tell a lot of a person by their thumb too. So for instance, the thumb is basically your willpower. And so if you, it shows your strength of character. So if you have a large thumb or a long thumb, you're very domineering. If you have a short thumb, you tend to be less so. And sometimes people can, you got to watch setting boundaries with people. Let's see. The top part of phalange, so this part right here, that usually relates to reasoning ability. The bottom is about materialisticness, and so if it's longer at the top and shorter at the bottom, like mine is, you're gonna have more of a reasoning ability and be less materialistic. But it's different for everyone. So, and the middle phalange is your practicality. So, let's see. And people with square fingers have a good sense and they're conventional. People with pointed fingers are sensitive and impractical at times. Conic fingers are spontaneous and inconsistent. And people with spatulate fingers have enthusiasm and an enterprising spirit. Let's see. And finally, there's information about the mounts. And so the mounts, for instance, is, so the mount of Venus is right under the thumb. This is the mounts of love and beauty. And so the more raised it is, the more padded it is, the more you focus on love and beauty. Jupiter is right below the index finger. And this is where leadership qualities, material success, pride, things like that, where those things focus. Let's see. And so, for instance, if your career line stops below your amount of Jupiter, the chances are that you're going to be very successful in life. Let's see. So the amount of Saturn is under the middle finger. That talks about seriousness and responsibility. So if you have a job that requires a lot of responsibility, your career line is going to show that. And it's going to stop beneath that line. See, so the next line is the line of the next mount. I'm sorry. The next mount is Apollo, which is beneath the ring finger. Usually people who have a large amount do well with creativity and the arts, and they're generally satisfied with life. And then there's the Mount of Mercury, and Mercury is right here beneath the little finger. And people whose career lines ends below that finger, they're usually going to be teachers or have some other related degrees, so or career. Let's see. And then finally, you have your Mount of Luna, which is right here. And so basically with the Mount of Luna, that shows your creativity and your connection with consciousness. And so a lot of your psychics are going to have a really padded Mount of Luna. Let's see, and then you have your Mars mounts, which is essentially like here to here. And so this is your lesser mount, this is your greater mount. So people with a lot of anger issues are going to have raised mounts of Mars. So yeah. Nails that grow up. Ooh, nails that grow up. I'm curious what that means about the moon shapes within the thumbnail. Moon shapes within the thumbnail can usually represent like some nutritional imbalance. Oh, I see what you mean. No, I've never actually been trained in that. I haven't read up on that. So that's slope nails. I have never heard of slope nails. Or maybe I'm just not getting that. Well, let's take, we have a few more minutes left. Let's take another reading here. Let's see. Noelle Brown. Let's try Noelle Brown if she's still on here. So Noelle Brown has, and I wish I could show you these pictures, but I really don't know how to do it. So Noelle is someone who is a very open-minded person. She's also a healer. Let's see. It looks like she's someone who worries a lot. So all these lines, these little bitty lines on the side of your hand, those are worry lines. Those indicate someone who just has a lot of anxiety. So what's cool about Noelle's hand, and I doubt you can see this, you can't. What's cool about her hand is that she has a long love line, which indicates that she can sometimes be she can sometimes be a jealous person, but she's also very loving and passionate. And she also has a lot of forks at the end of her love line. And so that generally means that at some point she's going to be very happy in her relationship. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah, Joy, I don't know what that means when they swoop up. So let's see. Looks like this person looks at life from a very positive angle. She's very independent and has been since about the age of, I'd say, 13. Let's see. She also had a very strong life-changing experience at some point in her life to where it changed how she views, how she lived her life. So it was just a major life change. Sometimes people with addiction issues have this after they're sober. It looks like she also has a line of intuition, meaning that she can, it looks like she can see spirits, and she just knows things. So If she can't see him, it's probably that she I think it's probably that she can sense them. So that's very interesting. Thank you, Noelle, for sharing your hand. Let's see. All right, and I think that about concludes the thing. So I'm going to take any final questions you guys have. And like I said, anyone who I did not get to and wants a deeper reading of their hand can definitely give me a shout out on Facebook. You can connect with me through my Beyond Belief intuitive services. Jennifer, I did not get yours. I'm not sure what happened to that. And it could be that as I get off of this, I might be able to see it in there. For some reason, I can't get pictures, unfortunately. But let's see what else. But yeah, you can contact me on my Beyond Belief page. You should be able to message me on there and schedule an appointment. So I really hope you guys take advantage of that. That'll be fun. So I really thank you guys for joining me today and for bearing with me in my technical difficulties and things like that. I'm still trying to get used to all this Facebook stuff or online stuff anyway. So, but we do what we do, right? So, well, I really hope that everyone has a wonderful, wonderful day, and thanks so much for joining me.